Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all the participants who have joined me from different time zones. Thank you for taking time for this amazing topic, which is not new. Uh, Power tools are there for, I think, a long time, but I found it to be new for most of the professionals who are using it, who are only using pivot tables, but they are not utilizing power tools to enhance their business reporting. So this webinar is definitely for all those participants, professionals who are at any part of the world, and they are using pivot tables amazingly, but they can do some amazing things if they can utilize the power of Power Query and Power Pivot in Excel as well. So let's move forward. First, a few slides just to have an intro, and then we'll move forward. Little bit about myself. My name is Mohammad Kashif. I'm FP&A and BI expert. I'm around in the field of finance and the related fields which touch the finance department for around 21 years, like procurement, capacity building, and all other things. I'm also a founder of Kaizen Analytics LLP, which normally works in emerging technologies like uh, uh, especially Power BI, R, Python, blockchain, IoTs. We work basically on two kind of elements. The first is capacity building for professionals, business professionals, IT professionals in these technologies, and how they can implement them in their professional life. And also for organizations, we tend to implement projects as well. So this was just a brief introduction of myself. Let's move to the topic, which is the important topic. Um, I'm writing it as old method of business reporting, which is definitely an old method of business reporting. And it's if we are given a report or we are given a data to prepare a report with certain KPIs. So we start with the same Excel sheet, which has the initial data set. And we in the same Excel sheet, we create a master Excel sheet that has the transactional information to start with. I'll give a demo on this one as well. And then we use the lookup functions. XLOOKUP is there, but if you're using VLOOKUP, so it doesn't matter. We use the lookup functions to add relevant columns from different sheets which are there in the master sheet. So we use that one, and moving forward, then that master sheet is being converted to pivot table to summarize the information, and then we visualize the same. And in the process, we tend to make a very heavy file, and that file can also take time. In some cases, take ages to load, and in some cases, I even heard that uh, for the regular reporting, if they have performed a lookup function, so they just tend to go out, chill out, have a cup of tea, chit chat with their fellow colleagues, because it takes time. It takes time around 10 to 15 to 20 minutes for the lookup functions to actually work. So they tend to chill out for that purpose. And because of the limitations of Excel, but definitely you can do some amazing things with Excel, even with those limitations. The thing which so this webinar will be on two parts. First part will be a smaller one. I will give a demo on this one regarding the old method, which is, I'm sure, all the professionals who are looking this webinar are experts on doing this one. And I'm pretty sure they are all experts, and they can perform this activity way better than myself. The older method. And this is definitely not a recommended method. I've named it as new method of business reporting. If you're working in Excel, then it is not so new, because Power Query and Power Pivot were way before introduced as an add-in in Excel. And if I'm not mistaken, Power BI is around 7 years old. So it is more than 7 years old. So it is not so new, but it is kind of a new for majority of the professionals. That is something which is kind of an alarming thing. This new method comes with some different aspects. So remember, role method, it was just the Excel sheet. Now you are connecting with the data sources, with tools, with the Power Excel tools. Then you make the data ready for analysis. So tons and tons of methods or activities are performed to make the data analysis ready, which is do the initial transformation. And I found it surprising, and this is a norm where for monthly reporting, if I just talk about finance professionals, for monthly reporting, they tend to do the same activity day in day out for month, for specific days like end of or start of the month, to transform that data and then attach it with the report. So this can be done quite easily, not easily, but um, quite efficiently in Power Query, because transforming data in Excel with simple function is easy for the first time, because in Power Query you have to think, make the thing around, but it's a first step that is a time consuming, and then it's just a matter of minutes. But in Excel you will have to do it on every month. In Power Query you will do one time. It can be a double of time. So for instance, if you are working in a monthly in an organization where monthly reports are generated, and to prepare those monthly reports you take around 2 days. So if if you're working on normal Excel functions to transform the original data, so the transformation of original data takes 1 day, and 1 day for reporting. So you have 1 day or around 8 or 9 hours for that purpose. So if you do that activity in Power Query, so it may take it will not take less than 9 hours. It will take more than 9 hours, 9, 10, 11, 12, depending on your expertise level. It may take a double of time. But on second month, it will take 5 minutes. And that's the amazing part. Connection of table for professionals who have worked in Access, in Microsoft Access before, so they are very well aware of it, or who have worked in Power Query, Power BI, and for those professionals who have worked in Power Pivot, so you don't need to see this one because it is like an ABC for Power Pivot. I'm just here to just distinguish that there is, as far as VLOOKUP is concerned and data model is concerned, using Power Query and Power Pivot, there's a hell lot of a difference. Extract the analytics using raw data, which is using the DAX function and the visualization. Here, this part, definitely, this method is recommended. And the first two parts, which is the first two foundation steps, are normally known as data wrangling skills. They belong to a skill which is known as data wrangling skills, where you tend to transform the data, and it is done in Excel using Power Query to start with. We can also name it as automation of business reports, and a different language is used, which is M language. So I'll give you just a glimpse of M languages in this session as well. Then the second part, so this is just a transformation. This is not the analytics. The second part, which is two elements, connection of table and the extraction of information, is done in Power Pivot, where you use the DAX language, and that DAX language is really amazing. So and this comes under the ambit of data analytics skill. Okay, so I think we are good to go for our practical session. Okay, let me so I'll just give you a glimpse of the dataset which we are using. So it's a simple Superstore dataset, and let me give you first a glimpse of what this dataset is all about. It's a 3 MB file, and okay, yes. It's a 3 MB file. This is a transactional table. It's a retail store data set. So this is a transactional table. You can see over here. Then there is customer table. You have information of various customers. Product table. You have information of products, their unit price, unit cost, weight, recyclable, low fat, something, their product name, their brand name, their SKU, store, type of store, and their relevant information, calendar, and the region as well. So in short, if I give you a short of working, so most of the professionals who are I hope watching this webinar are aware of the fact regarding the master keys. So you can see over here there is the store ID over here, product ID, customer ID, correct? So this transactional table is just using the basic ID of those tables. This is if I you can search this on net as well. This is a fact table. So you can search on net fact table and it will give you some amazing things. What are fact tables? I think I've covered fact table in my previous webinars. In I think first few webinars I've covered that one. Then there is and if we go with this table, so if we go over here, this is customer ID. Customer ID is over here as well, which is, yes, this is customer ID. So now you can connect both of them using, if you're working in lookup, so you can also go with this one. Product, this is what we'll do. So this is product ID over here and product ID over here. So we can look up this value and we can call up a brand name, product name, retail price, cost, and weight as well, and other lookups as well. Okay, so if we are working in an old manner to do this activity, so old manner of doing this activity, it was the previous one, which is this one, right? So if we are working with this one, so we have the file, we will create a master file and another sheet in that same file. We'll use the lookup function, summarize it, and report it. So let's have a quick demo on this one, and I'm sure you are master in doing this one. So I'll close this sheet for a while, and because I'll use this sheet for another person. This is important. It is 3.6 MB file, right? So I will create a duplicate this one because I will connect this sheet again using Power Pivot. So this is first sheet, and I will rename that one as Excel demo, automate regular report in Power Excel VLOOKUP. So I've used the term VLOOKUP just to give you the indications that this is a VLOOKUP. This will have the summarization using VLOOKUP. So VLOOKUP, and definitely it's the same file with same size, right? So normally, once we have this kind of a file, let me try to open the same. Okay, so this is a transactional table. So we want to have, let's start with the first one. So we want to have product brand name, and then we would like to have the retail price and product price as well, just to make a summarization. So I'll copy paste this one over here, and let's just, okay, so we don't need the SKU ID, so I'll delete that one. Okay, so we'll go for a very basic VLOOKUP. So this is the second of the working, and this is in a table function. So if you go over here in table, this one, so this is a table function. It is a table name of product. So we need to retrieve the second index, the third, and then the fifth and sixth. So second one first. Product brand is second name. So I'll go with simple lookup function. V Yes, I know there are now VLOOKUP is replaced by XLOOKUP, but I'm going for a very basic thing, just to start with the VLOOKUP function. This is the value which we want to look up. Where table array? Table array is product. We have the product table. Definitely, it is in the table function, so you can give the product array as well. Column ID is second, and the match is, let's make it approximate. So this is a very basic uh, formula to get the brand. So we have brand, and if we had brand, then we can add this value over here, and we can have the product SKU name, which is the product name, which is different. Then we can have the fifth one was the retail price. So we'll have the retail price, and the sixth one is the unit price, unit cost. Okay, so we have the retail price, unit price, and then we can add some more thing over here. So let me try to add a few things to start with. So I will add the revenue, cost of goods sold, the gross profit. So this will be a transaction element, gross margin, right? So I can have all of them with simple click of button. So revenue is retail price multiplied by quantities. So we have the total revenue per transaction. Cost of goods sold is unit cost multiplied by quantities. So we have cost of goods sold, gross profit. Gross profit is revenue minus COGS, and gross margin is gross profit divided by revenue. So we have our simple working. It's quite simple, yes. And this is a table, so we want to insert a yes, recommended pivot table. So I will insert a from a range. Yes, pivot table. This is a pivot table. This is range, and I'll just add in a new sheet. So I will just add in a new sheet. Now I have a pivot table. This is our master report. I can go over here and I can do quite an amazing things, which is product brand. Okay, let's go for some simple things. So product names are in rows. So we have all product names. Let's have product brands in a slicer so we can easily slice and dice. So it will be easy for us to slice and dice and do this activity, right? We have quite a number of things, revenue, all those things. So we have revenue, amazing, and we have the transactional date. So this date will be month wise. Okay, yes, we just have the month wise date. So we have a simple pivot table to work with. Okay, and we can go for some simple analysis. What is our price? And we can go for conditional formatting and all those things. But this was definitely, it is not the purpose. The thing is, in the process of doing this activity, I have not created any dashboard as yet. I've just created a simple pivot table. That's it. And in doing so, this file is created, and I'm save this file, and now this file is 17 MB, right? So it is almost 3-4 times, more than 5 times, 3-5. So it's more than around 5 times heavier file. And I'm using a data set which is around 80,000 rows in the transaction. So not much of the rows are over here, but it has multiplied this one with 5 as far as size is concerned, and it depends on the Excel which you are using, and depends on your capability of your system as well. This can become a nightmare if the file becomes much more heavy. So this was a first method, which is definitely not recommended to use this working, but it is unfortunately this method is dominating the business reporting procedures right now in most part of the world. In which the interactions I found this one much more common. The second thing, which is the new method, which I explained earlier. So you tend to establish connection, and then you take the file as a connection, not the whole tables in Power BI, and do the working. So this is about Power Query and then Power Pivot, and then the analytics. So let's move toward that element. So I am now creating an empty file. So I will name this one as file name is saved, which is Power Excel, but the last extension is Power Tools. Yes, one more thing. You will have the demo, this data set, which is 3 MB, because this is created in the webinar, so you can create this one. But this data set, I will give the link down below, so you can download this data set if you want to move along after you have seen the data, you have seen the webinar. So I have created an empty file, which is 7 MB to start with. Okay, so I will try to do the same in this one. Okay, I'm here in an empty Excel file. I want to load the data, so I'll go over here. Okay, this is your tab, and this is the tab of Power Query, which is an amazing function in both in Power BI and Excel. So I'll go over here. I want something from file. The file is an Excel file, so I've given it as an Excel. There are other connections as well: access, web, text. You can connect it from. So let me just see where I have placed the file. Okay, yes. So here we have the file. This is our 17 MB file, which was created right now. This is our original data set, and this is the definitely empty file. So I want to establish a connection using this file. So I will click on import, and it will give me the indication to because it is establishing a connection. So it will give me the indication there are multiple tables over here. Which table you want to import? I don't want to import any single table. I want to import a multiple table. So I click over here. These are the tables I want to import. All the tables. This information gives you load to, or you want to do the transformation. I want to I can click over here load to, but let me just give you the glimpse of the Power Query interface. So I'll click on transform. Once I click on transform, so it is now processing the query, and it will open up in a new software which is attached with Power BI, and it is an add-in in Power BI. If it is not attached, so you can always search the web, and you will find the solution that how you can attach. You can unlock this add-in in Power BI. Sorry, in Excel. So we have all the tables attached over here. And the cool thing about this one is you can see all the tables, but the game-changing feature of Power Query is the applied steps. And this is the formula bar where you can see the M code, which is relatively a long code, but definitely you don't need to first, if you're starting in Power Query, so you don't so it will give you the indication at which step you are. So at this step, it will give you that these are tables which were there in the Excel, and then this table is extracted, which is the store table, and all the data types at the top, which you can see right now over here. Let me just turn on the annotation. Yes, so you can see there are in the data types table, ABC 1 to 3 is written, so data type is not recognized. So now if you, I'll click over here, so now the data type is recognized. And data types are really important because then you can easily go and do the analysis for dates, for three type of data types are important for business professionals. Others are also, but these three are common: date, text, and numeric. That's it. There are others, but this is the starting point. So we can do quite an amazing thing over here. If we have, let's see, if we have a calendar, so I can go and I can extract. So I'll do just few transformations. So I can extract the year from the calendar. This one, which is over here, it is extracted. And the cool thing is, if you see over here, after change type, this was um, the step which is entered. And if I go in advanced editor, so you can see that these steps are also performed over here. So this is a code for this calendar. So first, so 3, 4 steps, 4 steps are over here. It is defined, and I can extract some more things over here. So let me just move with yes, a column, this one over here. So let's start with month name, and then start with quarter. Month name is good enough. That's it. I think we can, because you have the file, you can do some experiments and you can follow along with this one. The cool thing is all the steps are recorded, and this is the automation part. If you have performed some activities of transformation of data in Power Query, it will be recorded over here in the steps. And if you just change the file with the updated file, all of the things will happen in few seconds, and you can move on. So this is the activity which we have done. Let's go. I have the option of load and close, load to. So I don't want to load all the data in the Excel sheet. I just want a connection. Connection is just sitting inside Power Query, and you can fetch the relevant information in Excel whenever you like it using pivot table. So I will click on load to, and in the process I'm doing one more thing. So I met some of the professionals who are using Power Query, but they are not using pivot table. uh, so in this process you can do one more thing, which is over here: add this data in data model, which is over here, data model, right? So you can add this data, and I will use the connection. I don't want to load the whole data, but I want it to be loaded in the data model, and I just want to create the connection only. So I'll click over here, load. So a query is showing, so it is loading the data. It will take a few seconds to move forward. So it is retrieving data. Now it has retrieved the data. Let's go in data model, because I want to see where I have the data. So now I am in data model view, where I can see my tables. This is customer table, this is product table, this is region table, this is sales table. All the tables are over here. It is giving me a glimpse. The now the main purpose of lookup can be eliminated with this feature, which is the diagram view. So this diagram view is a game changer if you want to eliminate all the lookup elements. So do remember this one and do try this one. Okay, so we have different tables, right? And we can retrieve information out of it. So this is store table. So we have, I think, yes, these are all the tables which we have. We just want to, we'll not perform VLOOKUP, we'll just want to connect these tables. So these are the tables, and there are certain IDs which are there. So let me just open up the tables. So over here, so this is date. Date is connected with the date over here of transactional table. So this is the data table, and this is the lookup table. So it has created a one-to-many relationship. This is customer ID. Customer ID is connected with customer ID over here. So it is creating a relationship. Product ID is over here. So it is creating a relationship. Store and store ID over here. So it is creating a relationship with the store ID. And the store table, now this is now store table is not connected directly with this one, but is connected with the regional table is not connected with directly with the sales table. It is connected with the store table. It has the ID. So we will connect this one over here. So if you're working with your company datasets, you know which tables are master table, and for finance professionals, they are working with at least two tables. They are doing regular reporting. First is GL, and second is the chart of account. So they know which GL code is attached, which this chart of account, which is common in GL and chart of account. So every line of account has its own code, which is the chart of account code, and it is represented in the GL. So you need to connect both of them for lookup function, which we did in the previous work. Okay, so we have this one over here, and once it is there, then you can easily just go over here, have this one in lookup. So yes, I want this one in lookup in a new sheet, of course. So a new worksheet. So this is a new worksheet which is added. So I will enable this one. Now I have the amazing thing. It is like the same thing, but the tables are different, and these tables are connected, right? So if I want to do the same thing, which is I will go over here, product name, which is a detail name in rows. So I have product name, product brand. So I will create a slicer for product brand. And now I need, because over there I have done the calculations, different calculations. But over here I have quantities. So let's go for, and let's have the a first intro of DAX in Power Pivot. So I'll go over here. This is Power Pivot. This is measures. So you will go in Power Pivot tab. This is the option of measure. And from here, you can always create a measure. So I will create a new measure. A measure has to be housed in somewhere else, in some table. So I will give it a table of sales to start with. And I will start with a simple thing, which is total quantities, right? So it's a simple sum. Okay, let me make this one big. Yes, it's a sum. I think it is big enough for the professionals. Yes, sum of the quantity column of sales table. It's a number separated, and I need decimal. Quantities are exact, so it doesn't need decimals. So I have quantities. Quantities are over here. So I can represent it with the months. So Let's go over here and let's have the months. In the column. So I have months in the column, all the months, different months are over here, and I can make it short just to, yes. So these are quantities. And one more thing, which is, let me go with the other thing, which is, let's add a slicer of month name as well. I think not this one. Yes, month name as well. This one over here. So I can have a few information to start with. I'm just going for the January file, this one. This is quantities, first tax function. Now I'll go for the second one because, and remember, the price is not over here. The price is in the product table, okay? And both tables are connected. So I can go over here and I can add a new measure, which is unit price. So I'm fetching a unit price. Every product has one price, so it doesn't matter. I'm using the function of min or max. So you can use anything because every product has one price, so it will not have an effect. Price. So it will just fetch the price. That's it. Price can be in 2 digits. So let's go for a unit price. So this is a unit price, total quantity and unit price. And if I go for the second one, which is the unit cost, so I can easily go with the unit cost, which is over here. Yes, in this table, I will go for, because I have quantities, then I will go for the unit cost, because I will compare the size of the file. So that is why I'm preparing the same kind of measures. At the end, I will compare this the size of this file with the file of using the normal lookups. So it is the cost, product cost price. So we have cost as well. Once we have cost, then it is kind of an easy thing to move forward with this one. So I'll go over here and I will create another measure for revenue. And because I want to go row by row, and for that purpose, I will use an iterating function, sum x, not only sum, because I want to go row by row in the transactional table, and I will give a transactional table. This is a transactional table from where you will go with these iterations, go row by row. Go in these transactions, do the calculation row by row for the quantity. So the quantity measure, yes, total quantity measure, which is this one over here. Okay, and the unit price measure, which is calculated this one. Okay, so I'm saying go in this table, sales table, row by row, to multiply total quantity with total price row by row. Once it is done, so I will give this one over here, and we can just have a quick check on this one. So 8 multiplied by 0.75 can be this 6.4. 3 multiplied by 2.4 is 7. So this giving kind of a correct result. So in the same manner, I will go with other thing, which is cost of goods sold. Methodology will be kind of the same. So sum X in the sales table and multiplied the total quantity with the cost. Go over here and yes, that's to go. So our unit cost is also there, 2.4, which is 8 multiplied by this one. And after that, it is kind of a simple thing. So we can easily go and do one more measure, which is gross profit. So it is revenue minus cost of goods sold to measure. So I have created a measure, and that name of measure is used to do the calculations. So we have gross profit. And in the last, let's go for another measure, which was our last measure, last calculation, which we have done in the lookup file, gross margin, and it is gross profit divided by revenue. And it is number, but it is not decimal number, it is percentage. So this one is in percentage. So we have defined it in a percentage. Okay, great. So we have all of them, all of these things attached over here, and we can easily go and review these things quite easily. This is the thing. So, and the cool thing is that each and every so we can go and analyze this one. But the reason why I am advocating this working is represented over here. Now I can add in a new, this is a new table, lookup table, and I can change this product name with customer. So I can, now I can review it with region, sale district region. This is sale district region. It is giving us the information, districts, region. So I have this region where definitely it has the unit price, it will give you the unit price. But if the no units are sold, so it will not give you the information. So you have the information in regions. So I can have the information over here. All the regions are there. So I can go and fetch and try to utilize the information of the regions. And this makes the things really amazing. I have stores, so I can go fetch this table as well again. So no lookup is required because it is automatically performed. Okay, this one was. So I can go over here and I can delete this one. And now I am working for the name of the stores. So I don't want to have the unit price, unit cost. So I am just coming up with a plain figure. In this one as well, no unit price, no cost, just the plain figure. And over here as well, yes, it is a transaction table, so it will have unit price. But yes, over here I have now I'm working with stores. Same, I am having the margins per store. I have the margin per region, and I have the margin per product as well, right? So I'm not going in details of pivot table because I'm not focusing on pivot table. My focus is much more on the functionality of Power Query and Power Pivot and DAX. So that was my focus. And definitely this is not a good looking pivot table. I know that one. These slices are also the default uh, visualization of slices. You can create some amazing things in Excel. This so I've As I explained, this webinar is not focused on the pivot table and functionality of pivot table, but Power Pivot. So in this short webinar, I have tried to show you. So last thing, yes, let me save this one. So I've created one pivot over there, right? And let's see, we have created 3 pivot. So let's see what is the, okay. So this is the file. It is 2.4 MB. It is even less than the size of the original file from where you're fetching the data. And on top of it, so this is 2 MB file. And on top of it, I have created not one, not two, but 3 pivots, right? So I can, you can imagine what type of space is utilized if you're working in Power Query and Power. If you utilize Power Pivot, so how you can minimize the resources which were used. Okay, so save this one. So this is the end, which is just 2 MB, 2.4 MB or something, just 2.35 MB. That's it. And this is pivot table. This is 17 MB, 16.6 MB, and the original data is 3.6 MB. Okay, so this was it's small intro of how Power tools, Power Query and Power Pivot, you can perform advanced analytics using advanced the visualization. Definitely Excel has the same visualization, but analytics is one of the lead part. And the second part, which was the Power Query part. So that Power Query part, I have demonstrated the working of the Power Query in my previous webinar. So I'll give a link of that webinar as well. So that first webinar was regarding the Power Query. The second webinar is a combination of both Power Query and Power Pivot. And hopefully the next will be on the pivot table and dashboard design. And I'm planning many more things as well. So looking forward for your feedback on this one. Just at the end, if you are working in business analysis, and for sure you will be working in pivot tables. So level up your game, go for Power Query, Power Pivot, DAX function. Do go for Q functions, which are really amazing. You can use the functionality of pivot table without the format of pivot table, so that's a good thing. And if you want to stand out from the crowd, then you should go for Power BI. Definitely it's a tool, it's not a skill, but that tool give you an amazing array of functionality and amazing array of doing the thing in analysis and visualizing the same. So that's one of cool thing regarding Power BI. As far as our work is concerned, as we are in capacity building as well, so we have planned, because of enormous requests from various professionals in my previous professions as well, I'm launching a new course on Power Excel for business professionals. It will be 14 sessions, Friday, Saturday. It will be in the evening, Pakistan time. This is Pakistan time, so you can go for your own time as well. It will be starting on 8th of December this year, and it will end on 13th of February. You can give it a WhatsApp message or email us, and you can also show your interest over here. Okay, so please do connect with me with my LinkedIn group. Power BI for Finance, for my official page, my YouTube channel, my Facebook page. And happy learning, and start your year, the next year, 2024, with an aim to level up your analytics and visualization. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your time.